I'm Danny Gurry, and you've tuned in to Good Morning Frederick. It's a podcast, about Frederick. Everything, the people, the businesses, the nonprofits, and the cool stuff. So sit back, relax, and enjoy Good Morning Frederick.
Hi, I'm Joe Richardson. You're watching Good Morning Frederick.
Oh gosh, he was so quick I couldn't even get to my other screen. Good morning, Frederick. Happy Friday. Joe Richardson from Mountainside Education and Enrichment, the beneficiary of the Good Morning Frederick merchandise sold. They do some great stuff. If you want more information, you can reach out to them saying good morning to Tara Flannery. Hello, my friend. Yes, it is Friday. Freaking fabulous Friday, according to Mama Cone, who spent the evening and afternoon with me yesterday at Touch a Truck at the Frederick Fairgrounds. It was an amazing, amazing event. I don't even know if I finished with my open. All right, it's Friday, June 6th. I'm your host, Danny Gurry. I got so excited and crazy about trying to get Joe Richardson get across from him. Anyway, so I hope you guys are doing well so far on this beautiful Friday. I know they are, I think, calling for showers later in the day, but we're not going to worry about that today. Not right now anyway. No. All right, let's see what's on the show today. We got our morning roundup with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD to give you some news and weather. We'll find out what the weather forecast is going to be for the weekend. I'm going to highlight some events going on in and around Frederick. And if you want to see all of them, of course, you need to go to the link that is in the video that you are watching now. In the description, there's a link right to the Everything Frederick calendar, where we compile events from the library, Downtown Frederick Partnership, Celebrate Frederick, all the local events that we get. We scour the internet, including Facebook, and add them there. So everything is in one place. Later in the show, I got Caitlin Morris from Frederick County Department of Social Services wrapping up Foster Care Month. I think that wrapped up in May. And she's going to talk a little bit about being a foster. And then live, the Flying Cows, number 3, Ronald Scott is going to join us to talk about the games this weekend. One is at home, and one, I think they play away tonight, and they're back home on Sunday. And this is the conference playoffs, I believe. So we'll talk with him about that. All right, let's go ahead and officially get this Friday rolling right along. A huge thank you to Rita's Italian Ice and Frozen Custard of Frederick for sponsoring Good Morning Frederick. Rita's is open daily noon to 9 p.m. You can also pick up a hot pretzel or an iced coffee while you're there. If you can't get to Rita's, they can come to you if you order on Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. You can also download their free app and circumvent any lines. Just place the order, pay for it, and just slide right up to that side window and get your order. There's no reason not to have Rita's, 538 West South Street. All right, it's time for our morning roundup with Bob Miller and Chris Michaels from WFMD's Morning News Express. Here they are. Morning Roundup is sponsored by Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Window tinting, paint protection film, ceramic coating, vinyl wraps like on the Good Morning Frederick car. Also, customized leather upholstered car seats. They can take care of all your aftermarket enhancements. Auto Trim Design of Mid-Maryland. Accessories for any lifestyle. Find them on Urbana Pike or at autotrim-md.com. Well, here he is. I
Well,
said they, but
that's really all that matters, isn't it?
it is. It is. How
I'm
are
blowing my
you
hair.
on
I'm
this
good.
Friday, Bob Miller?
It was exciting yesterday at Touch a Truck because everybody was hanging out at your place trying to ride the mechanical bull.
The mechanical bull was a lot of fun. It really was. In all honesty, I thought I would sell more T-shirts that said "Frederick is bucking awesome," but
Do you have
maybe
those in a
because there were
husky?
so many kids, somebody said, "Oh, it was a kids event," and I'm like, "Well, if I had taken my kids out there and seen it, I probably would have still bought it." But
Do you have that in a husky?
I'm not sure how husky we have it in.
Yeah,
You,
you got to get pretty husky for me to wear them. My wife will tell you that I like my clothes way too big for me.
yes.
I'm a fat person, so I don't like things skin tight on my body.
I know. I
But
know.
I'm
I
fat.
hear you. But I will
I'm fat.
get you. I will take care of you on the Frederick is Bucking Awesome t-shirt with the awesome bucking bronco on the front. Now we are going to have that mechanical bull. We'll be back for Party in the Park,
Oh, nice.
4th of July in Baker Park, and also back in October for Ladies Night. And I don't know. I might just find some other random reasons to have the mechanical bull out, but we'll see.
Yeah, they're always fun. I'm afraid to get on them because when I fall off of them, then it's like somebody help the whale up. I just can't. I just don't know. I laid down
We had
beside
a
my.
few, we had a few adults ride, but it was mostly kids or young adults out there. But the lines, it was moved pretty quickly. But we had some. I think I counted. We had like about 115 people
Nice.
ride throughout the event, and that event was very well attended. The monster trucks were on display, along with a lot of our local businesses who are out with amazing trucks and beautiful displays set up. So it was a good night.
Yeah, it was a good night. The best story of the day was the fact that Chris's wife came to visit and walked right past him and didn't even see him and walked over to our sister station and gave Tom Whalen a big hug and Andy a big hug and Diana a big hug. And then Mike Banks was there, and he even yelled out to her, and she walks by. She goes, "I didn't even see you."
Yeah, I got to tell you, that was a little insulting. Walks right by us, doesn't even give us a look, walks right up to Free Country 99.9 and tries to get a T-shirt from them and says she loves their station.
Trying to get the freebies from somewhere.
Trying to get the freebies.
Yeah.
Hey, Danny, I got to run something by you. Being the genius marketing person you are. By the way, good morning, everybody. We just kind of talked with our GM and our salespeople. I want to do something. I said that me and Bob would go to a Mets and Orioles game this year in Camden Yards. Something kind of talked about. And then, listener, I texted and, hey, said you guys should go to a Mets and Orioles game. It'd be fun to hear about what happened. Well, I wanted to take it one step further. Okay, I think it would be great. Me and Bob Miller together going to a Mets game in New York. All right, we take the train up there for the weekend. Hop into my favorite pizza joint in the Bronx called Broadway Joe's. Hop on the 1 train, switch to 7 train, and go right to Citi Field. Get a hot dog. It'd be great to see Bob Miller in the big city. And he says he's been to New York. I get that, not denying that, but I'm going to take him to the places he's never been. And I think it'll be fun.
He won't let me take my 2 friends with me, Smith and Wesson.
Well, not only will he not allow them, but the state themselves will not.
I was just going to say,
there you go.
Yes, Bob. It's not me. The only guns you're allowed to have in New York City or state are these right here. That's it. Those are the only guns you're allowed to have.
Those guns. That's it.
But the powers that be thought it'd be hysterical. Great idea. We're going to try. See, maybe we can get it sponsored. Who knows?
So when you say weekend, that means are you going to spend the night and do
No.
and you're just going to go up for the day?
Yeah, we'll just maybe go up for the day. Yeah, I can't.
There ain't no spooning going on here.
I
That's
was
for sure.
just going to say, will Chris be the small spoon or the big spoon?
It's not going to be broke back in the Bronx. Okay, no.
No, babe.
Planes, trains, and automobiles is what more I was thinking, but there you go.
No, not all that's not happening, but no, I think it would be fun. And before obviously I'll sit down with Bob and teach him the proper way to fold a slice of pizza.
Well,
And the
I'll
pizza
go
joint.
too. I don't care about the baseball. I'll just go and have a good time. Maybe chaperone you too. Make sure no one dies.
Well, you'd have to come to the baseball game with us. I mean,
She said she didn't want to die.
She'll be fine with that. Let me tell you something. The one thing that can make New York City pretty is if Danny walks in there with smiles. All of a sudden, all that
You
garbage
are
of New York
so
will be gone.
sweet.
I'm just saying.
I guess you want some extra time today. That's what we're talking about. When you compliment me like that, you want some extra time to talk.
But I think it would be fun. I think it'd be great.
It would be fun. It would be a great trip. I'd love to do that.
And of course, we'll do the Facebook WFMD Facebook Live. And
love it.
And it'd be great to see Bob eat an actual slice of pizza that you actually have to fold. That's big, not just little small ones that they have around here.
It is not going to happen until you eat a piece of pizza with pineapple on
it. Well, I might make a deal to where maybe I'll try it in Broadway Joe's. However, it would have to be outside of Broadway Joe's and in an alley somewhere where nobody can see me. There's plenty of alleys around there in the Bronx. So there you go. So it's something we're kind of tossing up. Maybe we get sponsored. Who knows? I think it'll be fun.
Love it. Love it.
Yep.
I think it would be great. Let's do it. Let's find somebody to sponsor us, take some viewers and listeners along, and be a good time.
Well, Bob hasn't fully agreed to it yet, so I guess I should get Bob to agree.
Once we get everyone else involved, he doesn't have a choice. We get sponsors and stuff. He's just told he's got to go.
I'm just glad you included me, unlike Touch a Truck.
maybe we'll just tell Bob he could clock in for 3 hours, 4 hours for the day, and maybe that'll do it.
Oh, that would be nice. I could do that. Make sure that the funds are deposited in my bank account.
That's right. That's right. I do have to say, yesterday and for the evening, it was very, very difficult to not complain about the heat. I said I've been so cold and it's been so crappy for so long that I would really not complain about the heat right away. But my gosh, I was pushed to the edge. I had to have my hair up the whole time. I was sweating in places I don't even want to think about. It was really toasty out there.
Sweating in places you don't want to think about.
I thought it was wonderful. And, I'm kind of used to that kind of weather. That's my kind of weather.
Yes,
so
you are. That's your jam. With all that humidity too,
I don't mind sweating. But now let's be honest. Okay, so my hair, Chris's hair down there, and then I don't know how to do that. Your hair over there, you have 12 pounds of hair. You're like, I say what we do is we shave your head for Christmas Cash for Kids. There we go. You'd be like Demi Moore.
I'm telling you right now, I will go on the record. If there were a $10,000 donation to Christmas Cash for Kids, I would shave my head.
Ooh, we can make that happen.
And we can put her hair on. We can put her hair on my head, and there you go. I'll have the hair. But Bob Miller, it's not 10,000 pounds, or it's not that many pounds of hair. Okay, it's only like 2 pounds of hair. The rest of it is the hairspray, the Aquanet hairspray, and the gel.
Not a drop of hairspray on this head of hair, I can tell you.
So, real quickly, Bob, since you like it hot and warm and uncomfortable, you'll love the #1 train when it's packed underground with Big Bertha next to us and no room to move. And it's extremely hot and very uncomfortable and sweaty. So you'll be in your element.
You know what? I sweat in the worst places imaginable. So I mean, I don't care. I don't really, sweating is easy. I can get cooler faster than I can get warmer.
And as an Italian, I can tell you right now, this pizza joint, any small pizza joint in the Bronx owned by Italians, they're too cheap to put the air conditioning on. They just leave the door open with all that heat coming from the ovens and stuff like that. you'll be loving every moment of it. So there you go.
Oh. Boy, you're really selling it. You're really
Yeah, right.
You're
I know. This is
Everybody wants to go.
This is why Frederick won't hire me as a tourism manager, I guess. I people to Frederick because of that reason. I also tried to apply for suicide hotline. They disqualified me too. I don't know why. So who knows? So the radio thing is where I'm at right now. So that it was a great time yesterday for Touch a Truck. Great seeing everybody. Great being on Good Morning Frederick yesterday. I have a bone to pick though with Mama Cone.
Whoa, them's fighting words.
Let me tell you why. Because Mama Cone came up and kind of said hello to me, then kind of more focused on Bob, which kind of got me a little perturbed, Mama Cone. So I'm just saying.
She doesn't get to see Bob very often.
That's right.
In person.
Okay, Chris.
In person. She's
okay,
had a lot of time without Bob in person. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I can forgive her then for that. So. All right, getting into news. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you, Danny, really not much news to talk about here that I have, which is a good thing. But the one thing I do want to say is traffic. The Frederick County Department of Highway Operations will close Wrightsford Road between addresses 9729 and Imesville Road for approximately 2 weeks. The closure will allow the Department of Highway Operations to make repairs after an accident caused damage to a small bridge. For additional information, call Todd Keitzel. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that word right, but again, all the information, just head to WFMD.com. All the information on that will be on there. And taking a look at the weather right now, it is as Tim May would say, beautiful day out there. 74, mostly clear skies. We are under a marginal risk of severe weather today. That marginal risk possibly coming this afternoon where we might see some scattered thunderstorms. The chance of rain is about 60%. Tonight down to a low of 66, mostly cloudy skies. Might see a stray shower here or there later on tonight. And then taking a look at the weekend forecast tomorrow, looking at cloudy skies early, followed by partial clearing. You might see a stray shower or thunderstorm. It's possible, not likely. If so, it won't last. Down a low of 64 tomorrow. Sunday, however, you're going to see rain in the morning, scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, looking at a high of 77. And
really, on the weekends, honestly,
I know.
There's nothing worse.
But you know what? The good thing is, though, when I give a weather report, it's usually the opposite of what I say. So you could probably figure, since I say rain, it'll probably be beautiful skies. So there you go.
There we go.
It is a beautiful day, but lots of haze out there.
I know.
Get that smoke from Canada.
Thanks, Canada.
Yeah,
we'll bring that back. Let's put all of our fans and point them north. See what happens.
You know what? President Trump's going to say, "You give us smoke, I'm giving you more tariffs, Canada."
There you go. So, there was another story that Chris and I talked about real quick, and I don't want to take up much time because it is the weekend. Everybody's got to go party. That there was an accident on Old Frederick Road and Devil Bisque Bridge Road, which is the road that I take to go home, come to work, stuff like that, where somebody was killed in an accident. A dump truck hit him. The thing that I saw was on Frederick Scanner and stuff. They had it on Facebook and stuff. Was that I guess the paper got grief because they put the truck driver on their page on the phone, and they thought that was maybe something that they shouldn't have done. And I don't know. I mean, it was an accident scene, and maybe they didn't know that was the driver. I have no idea, but obviously, when you have an accident where they had to land a helicopter, there's somebody who passed away from it. Putting that kind of stuff, somebody's going to see that, and that lost one of their loved ones.
Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough thing. Oh my goodness. I didn't even hear about that. I was so focused on other things. I did not see that happen.
No, Linda gave me a text because that's the way I would leave. And she's like, "Don't go Devil Bisque Bridge Road. There's an accident with the helicopter involved." So
my goodness.
Which is also where my wife got in an accident one time. Frank was off the air real quick. And we were doing traffic in the afternoon. I was doing the afternoon show, And they said an accident on the Devil Miss Bridge Road. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm looking at my watch going, that's about the time my wife goes through there. I hope she's okay. And then somebody called and said, nope, it is your wife. So somebody pulled right out in front of her. We had Brian wasn't even 9 months old, I don't think. Man, he might have been over 9 months, but then Aaron. So, somebody just pulled right out in front of her and she T-boned him. And, but everybody survived. But, it was, and then I got up and I walked out of the building. And we had a guy who was a phone screener. His name was Rusty Junkins. And I'm like, I'm out of here. I'm going to the hospital. And he goes, what am I supposed to do? And I said, I don't care. I really don't care. I mean, you can just sit there with dead air. As far as I care, my wife was in an accident. So,
Rusty Junkins, perfect opportunity to call him Rusty Junk on the air, which I would have done. I'm sorry. I'm very immature. I know.
Junkin.
There you go.
I don't know where he is today. I have no idea.
Speaking of Chunkin, I did live on the show yesterday when I was streaming and everything, Frederick and more. I did get to shoot one of those balls out of the pumpkin chunkin, and that was kind of cool. I hit the side barrel, though. I mean, I did knock it off, so I guess they said that was a win, but I was nowhere near the center target.
Did you get a prize?
I did not get a prize. Was I supposed to?
Well, if it would have been everything Frederick, they would have gotten a prize, right?
I mean, we were streaming live, so I have the video evidence that this happened. So
I think you could. I would have given you a prize.
Thank you.
Speaking of Good Morning Frederick and everything, Frederick, WFMD as the representative here, 2 representatives for WFMD. We have to thank Good Morning Frederick for the swag that we were able to give away because of Good Morning Frederick. So anyway, that being said. Go ahead with sports, Bob.
Yes, sir, boss. For the second straight game, the Orioles fell behind in the middle innings, but their winning streak was threatened. But guess what? For the second game, Adley Rutschman homered to spark a comeback along with Gunnar Henderson. They hit back-to-back home runs, and the Orioles go on to beat the Seattle Mariners 4-3, completing the 3-game sweep of the team that entered the series in first place in the American League West. And so good for the Orioles. Ian Happ homer drove in 4 runs with 3 hits, and the Cubs beat the Nationals 7-1. Frederick Keys exploded for 10 runs in the 8th inning against West Virginia Black Bears, and they went on to rout them 10-3 after they got beat 19-4 in the opening game. Keys sent 15 batters to the plate in the bottom of the 8th inning, being held scoreless in the first 7 innings. Tyrese Halliburton, if you're not an NBA fan, you got to love this kid. He's a never say die, and he hit a 21-foot jumper with 0.3 seconds left to give the Indiana Pacers their first and only lead of the game, and that's all that counted, a 111-110 win on Thursday night, Game 1 of the NBA Finals. And Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals is tonight, Edmonton and Florida. That's Look at Sports.
Oh, very good. I did see that clip of that shot on TikTok as soon as I opened it up today. So, yeah, that's pretty amazing. All right, gentlemen. Well, we hope you have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the beautiful weather brought to you by Chris Michaels. All the rain and the fog and all of that.
Speaking of Chris Michaels, I'm not going to do it today because we don't have a time. So I'm going to do what we call on radio a teaser. Tomorrow, when we do Good Morning Frederick, I will have a story to tell you about my friends from the Maryland double-decker buses.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen tomorrow for me. I'm out.
Monday,
I'm not going to be there.
Tomorrow by himself.
But where is everybody? Monday when we come back on, I will.
Next time you're on.
The next time I'm on, we'll tell the story. So there you go.
All right.
All right.
We'll have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you guys next week.
Have a great day, everybody.
Have a great day. Oh, my gracious. Okay. All right. We are going to take a quick break. Then we're going to come back with a highlight of some of your events going on this weekend so you know what's happening. We've got Caitlin Morris from Frederick County Department of Social Services talking about foster care. And live, we've got the Flying Cows #3, Ronald Scott. All that comes up just after this.
Get your tickets for Key City Rotary's Low Key Festival happening Friday, June 13th from 5 to 8 p.m. at the Carroll Creek Amphitheater. It's an all-ages, family-friendly event with live music with the band Acute Triangle, Grilled Cheese, Please, and MR, Cheesecake's food trucks. Purchase adult beverages from Rockwell Brewery and Simply Theory Wine. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Just search Low Key Festival. Thanks to Georgetown Insurance for their support.
Who's always wanted to go to Alaska? Well, that's me, and I'm putting together a trip June 9th through June 20th of 2026. I would love for you to join me working together with Antietam World Travel Service to put together an amazing itinerary featuring both land and sea. We're going to see all the great stuff you see when you go to Alaska. I promise it's going to be a lot of fun. Go to bit.ly/Alaska2 for more information.
At Mid-Atlantic Chiropractic, we understand how pain can hold you back. We're here to understand what you're going through. For a limited time, you can schedule your first visit for just $50. Give us a call and mention Good Morning Frederick, and let's get you feeling better.
Experience an unforgettable vacation at the Salty Seahorse on the 4x4 beach in Corolla, North Carolina. Enjoy the pool, relax in the hot tub, fish, and kayak right off the private dock. The Salty Seahorse will be your forever vacation home. Go to thesaltyseahorse2201.com. Oh, that is right. And, I didn't... I had everything else but this one thing ready. We got to talk about what's happening in Frederick, of course. Brought to you by our friends at Atlas Wood Floors. They've been serving the area for more than 34 years. They do wood floors, luxury vinyl plank, pretty much anything you can put on your floor, they can handle. Just give them a call, 301-948-9663. That's 301-948-WOOD. When you give them a call, ask for Jeff. He will take great care of you. He has to. He's my brother. I'll kick his butt. Anyway, you can check out their Google reviews to see all the great stuff they do and the feedback from lots of different customers. They fixed the wood floors in the house Mom purchased recently and did an amazing job. So, and they'll go pretty much anywhere. He was actually in Delaware yesterday fixing the floors in a home there. So if you have a job, no job is too big or too small, they'll come quote it. Give Jeff a call, 301-948-9663. All right. Souls of Joy, when you're out and about doing your shopping, please pick up a new pair of shoes for our kiddos in Frederick County. You can drop them off to the Home of Everything Frederick, the Orioles Nest, or Family Heritage Trust right now. Or if you've got it, if you can Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, or Zelle any amount, even $5, I will shop on your behalf. I'll take Mama Cone out and we will go make it happen for the kiddos. All right. If you'd like a pair of tickets to the Spirits of Maryland event on June 21st, it happens on the grounds of Visitation. I believe these tickets are the general admission time of 2 o'clock. I think it's 2 to 4:30 or something like that. Just text Spirits to 888-465-2944, and we'll select our winners next week. Okay, now through Saturday, it is the 4-County Lions Club Carnival at the Mount Airy Carnival Grounds. Then today, 5 o'clock, happy hour. Join me at Benstown. If you just even want to come hang out, you don't even have to have gone to high school around Frederick. We'd love to see you, of course. But if you graduated from high school in Frederick County in the 80s, come hang out with us at Benstown. You might see some old friends. You could make some new friends. All I know is Benstown's a great place to be. Not only happy hour, but for the evening. The crush drinks there are half price all night long. And they have one of the best grapefruit crushes. I mean, I love it. That is my go-to there. All right. Tomorrow is First Saturday downtown. Tour de Frederick also kicks off at Walkersville. Keep your eyes peeled for cyclists. They'll be all over the roads. 11 to 5 is first Saturday at the home of Everything Frederick. We've got children's book author of Adventures with Katie. She will be at the at the shop. And then we got pop-up vendors who will be out as well. Actually, let me just see. I think I closed my spreadsheet of who is going to be out there. But we have 4 pop-up vendors who will be out at the shop, set up in front if the weather is nice, or inside. So stop by. And then we got some live music as well. So come hang out. We got some comfy chairs and couches. You can chill, listen to the music, pick up a few items, make sure any purchase you get from Good Morning Frederick, even $5. You can get a couple of chapsticks, a sticker, a magnet. You can pick all of that up. And then also on Saturday, 2 to 9, it's the Let There Be Rock School Fest at the MVets Farm, and proceeds benefit Rhythm Changes organization. On Sunday, the summer concert series is back on Sunday at Baker Park. WFRE will be broadcasting live starting at 5 o'clock. I call it the pregame. And then at 7, it's The Soul Truth with Billy Mayfield playing live in Baker Park on the stage. I hope it doesn't rain. I hope it doesn't rain enough to cancel that. But if it does, you're going to want to check social media. Celebrate Frederick will make that call. 5 o'clock on Sunday is the conference finals, game 2 of the Flying Cows. So game 1 is tonight. It's away. They come back for game 2. Should they win tonight, which we're hoping they do, and win on Sunday, then I don't know what happens, because I don't believe we made it this far the last year. So we'll ask. We're going to ask when we talk with the Flying Cows at 9:45 or so. Ronald Scott's going to join us. We can ask him. On June 11th, which is next Wednesday, Cocktails and Conversations are at the home of Everything Frederick with guest speaker Whitney Hahn. She's going to be talking about using AI, and she's amazing. She's a great speaker. I love listening to her. She's funny, captivating, all the great things. So come on out 5 to 7 to the home of Everything Frederick. June 13th, so that's next Friday, 1 week from today, is Key City Rotary's Low Key Festival. It's at the Carroll Creek Amphitheater. Live music, food trucks, and lots of fun. $5 per person. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. And that event is all ages and family friendly. All right, we'll do this last page of events last week. So this is the June 14th. There's charity karaoke at the Orioles Nest. June 15th, it is Father's Day. Here's your warning, but Dad's climb free at Tree Trekkers. June 16th to July 11th, we're going to be kicking off the Secret Stash with Good Morning Frederick. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll give you details on how that works as we near the date, which is only a couple weeks away. So exciting. June 17th, you can sign up for the Turtle or Crab Suncatcher Craft with Tammy Brown at the home of Everything Frederick from 6 to 8 p.m. If you go on Facebook to the Home of Everything Frederick's page, you can sign up for that. And then June 18th is our 300th Good Morning Frederick live show, 8 to 10 a.m. at 401 North Market Street. I invite you to come join us. It's always a fun crowd. You'll see people you know, and you might get a shot to be on the show as well. And then June 21st is that Spirits of Maryland Festival. It is also the Veteran Family Fun Day, which is a free event for veterans and their families at the Burkittsville Ruritan Club. All right, if you have an event you want included on the calendar, just email it to everythingfredericklive@gmail.com. One more quick break, then we're back with Caitlin Morris and Ronald Scott from the Flying Cow.
Cosmec Healing handcrafted small batch tinctures and transdermal salves, double third-party tested for quality you can trust. If you've got pain, headaches, or anxiety, our products are here to help you find relief. Patient over profits mindset, 'cause we're patients too. CosmecHealing.com.
Real estate goddess, yeah. She's the one to get Hi, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood shower door expert. Upgrade your bathroom with a beautiful glass shower door, custom fit to accent your space and make getting into your shower one of the highlights of your day. Come see us at our brand new showroom in Frederick, Maryland, or online at showerdoorexperts.com.
This portion of Good Morning Frederick is powered by Ken's Automotive and Transmissions, Total Car Care. Need an oil change or brakes? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can take care of that. How about exhaust or engine work? Ken's Automotive and Transmissions can do that too. No matter what you need for your car, Ken's Automotive and Transmissions is Total Car Care. Go to kenstrans.com to schedule an appointment today.
A&S Construction is a local and award-winning woman and minority-owned business, and they are right here in Frederick. A&S Construction specialize in roofing and siding. They also can put in some windows and fix your gutters and even build you a new patio or deck. Call 301-703-2157 or send an email, info@ansconstruction.net. Remember, you get $750 off any roof or siding replacement or $50 off any roof repairs. All you got to do is let Sandra know you saw her on Good Morning Frederick. That is right. She does great work. All right, let's find out who's doing good in our neighborhood. Doing good in the neighborhood is sponsored by the Healing Storm Holistic Wellness. Shannon and her team strive to make sure you're seen, heard, and valued. The Healing Storm focuses on alternative holistic healing methods to relieve your stress and pain with things like massage therapy, Reiki, lymphatic massage, and a healing journey program for you. Check out thehealingstorm.com for more details and to schedule an appointment today. All right, Caitlin Morris is with the Department of Social Services here in Frederick County. She's talking foster care. Speaking with Caitlin Morris from the Frederick County, is it Division of Foster Care?
Well, so Department of Social Services, but specifically our foster care program, yes.
There we go. There we go. Just finishing up or wrapping up Foster Care Month, which is exciting.
Yes.
And I believe, I've talked with you guys over the years. I do believe it's something that maybe people just don't think about all the time. But tell me a little bit about our Frederick County foster care program and how many kids you serve and the need for new families to step up.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now we have 42 children currently in our care in Frederick County. And when we say this, we are meaning local children. So our program is to support our local families. So all 42 children reside in Frederick County and have entered our care from being within our community. But right now we have it kind of broken down. I quickly pulled the stats. It can change in a blink of an eye. The need can arise whenever, but currently as we speak right now, 42 children, like I mentioned, that breaks down to about 18 female and 24 male children that we're currently supporting. And our age range goes from 0 all the way up to 21, which I think is another common misconception that people think 18 is the legal age and then we're completely done. But we are able to support our older youth who are aging up to 18 and older to give them some of that additional independent living skills, 18 to 21.
They still need the support and need some assistance. So if a family were interested in becoming fosters, like what does that process look like? How does it start? And what do they need to do?
Yeah, absolutely. So anyone who is interested, they can get in contact with us. So the best way is really first to get that initial contact. Because after they've connected with me via email or scheduling a phone call, I then invite any family who's considering to start the process by coming to one of our information sessions. We host these virtually. It's always the first Wednesday of the month from 6 to 7:30. This is a quick orientation, kind of what is our program, what is the current need, and really introduce the process. So that first step that kickstarts any inquiry is coming to one of those virtual info sessions. And from there, it's a lot of communication ongoing with me directly, gathering the application that we'll provide after that info session. And then I love to schedule a home consultation. So just a home visit, so I get to know the families a bit more and we can have much more of that one-on-one time for questions, exploring their interest and worries, and then invite them to a training that I will facilitate. So we always have that live training offered at our office to get great content of what is it like to foster and kind of the approach of parenting that we need to best support our children and also partner with our birth parents. So we do love to plant those seeds of empathy and trauma-informed care in our licensing process. And then the final step is continuing to let us know you want to keep moving forward. So you finish the final few application components, and then you go on to the home study, which is the most common and most familiar part of the process that families know about. But it is a great final step for you to get assigned with a social worker who will get to know the ins and outs of your family and help you finalize the decision if fostering is a good fit for your family. And once all of that is completed, you are on our list. We're eligible to call you. And sometimes that's within the first 24 hours of becoming licensed, or maybe it takes a little bit, but it's a good process, but definitely not lightning speed to get through it. But you have me as the recruiter there to answer any questions throughout the process.
Well, nor should it be, right? You're putting the care of children into the hands of people you want to make sure you know as much about as possible. How long is that process kind of from start to finish, would you say, on average?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a favorite question. And I know my answer is a little bit unsatisfactory because you hit it right on the head that we can't promise how fast we can get you through.
Sure.
Because the method behind it is to let families really sit and simmer with what are the requirements? Am I able to meet this need? And is it a good fit for me and my family? So I will always say it can kind of fluctuate for anyone who is really motivated and ready to work on the paperwork really diligently. Some families can get licensed within 6 months to a year.
Right. And this is why it's so important to have additional families out there who are licensed, gone through the whole process. Are you guys at a point ever where you have kids and no place to put them?
Unfortunately, yes, sometimes we are met with that, because as we know, every family is going to come with their different strengths and maybe areas where they're like, that's beyond my capacity, right? So we want to make sure that it is comfortable and successful for our children, because another trauma we want to have control over is once a child enters care, we really want to reduce any need to keep changing homes and moving and bouncing around, right? So research shows it's all out there that the longer children are in care and the more often they have to change home settings, the longer they stay in the system. So we absolutely do not want that for any of our children. So when children do come in and we get the needs known about what characteristics, what will the child might need in a home setting, we call our family. Our hope is we will have families who can say yes, but sometimes we don't. And thankfully, Maryland, we always kind of joke, are like sister counties. There's a lot of communication going on, because if it's not one of our local families, we're reaching out to our surrounding counties and just across Maryland as a whole to make sure that if it absolutely cannot be maintained as a placement setting in Frederick County, can we get a nearby county, or can we at least maintain the children in Maryland? Because with our goal being reunification, we need access to have our children close to their parents who are hopefully working on being reunified.
So the ultimate goal is that the birth parent is able to help themselves in the way they need to so that they can be reunified with their children.
Yes.
How long have you been doing this?
So this is coming up on my 3rd year in this role. I have been with the department for 8 years. So I always say I've loved curiosity keeps the career alive, right? So getting to work with our families, I have worked in child protective services and our family preservation. So what we call in-home services, meaning that the children are in home with their family and we're doing our best to prevent the need for children to come into care. My passion is definitely to make sure that we have advocates for our birth parents while they're going through this process. So I've loved having 8 years of a career so far with the Frederick County DSS to know they're going to have an advocate that they don't know, they're not knowing what the conversations are like, but a big fear for our birth parents is they're having families stepping in who want to adopt their child, right? Want to keep them. My goal, absolutely, and honestly, just a responsibility of mine that I take very seriously is I need to plant the seeds of empathy for our birth parents, that our families are having unforeseen circumstances, really incredible hardships, and that, right, we want a temporary support so that the children aren't in limbo while we're navigating really big hardships for our birth parents.
Well, Caitlin, we appreciate everything you're doing to make our county fantastic and keep our kids in safe and stable environments. And I know it's got to be a great job, but tough nonetheless sometimes. So I know keeping your chin up with a smile on your face, that's a pretty good outcome right there. So.
Well, thank you so much, Janie, for the opportunity. And one last thing I'd love to add, just to reassure our families, if they want to start the process, I never say you're never pressured to finish it. So coming to an info session, even all the way of coming up to the training, if families need to take more time, they want to kind of pull back after they started, they absolutely can. So I love just to also highlight that there's no pressure. If they make a phone call with me, I'm not going to be a telemarketer and bother them endlessly. So they definitely are able to start it, have their curiosity explored a little bit without the pressure of expecting to complete the entire process if it ends up not being an extreme fit for them.
Yeah, that's great. And of course, you don't want to force people into something because then ultimately it ends poorly for everyone. So
yeah,
awesome. Well, we'll make sure and let people know about those info sessions that you host and keep everybody updated about that. And again, appreciate everything you're doing. Thank you so much for joining us today on Good Morning Frederick.
Thank you so much, Jenny, for the opportunity.
Oh, yes. Want to thank her for stopping by. And I tell you, wow, what a job making sure our youngsters are in safe environments and advocating for birth parents. That's pretty cool. All right, let's find out who is making our market fun. Market Makers is sponsored by the Maryland Lottery with tons of ways to win. Hot scratch offs like Big Money, where a $5 ticket can net you $50,000, or the $2 Monopoly ticket with a top prize of $10,000. Go to mdlottery.com for the details. You must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly. All right, we're coming to you, Ron. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hang on. Oh, great. Do you have video? I want to see the whole team in that van.
Yes.
Is everybody there with you?
Yep, everybody here.
There you it's a quiet ride today. You guys are headed out of town for game 1 of the playoffs.
Yes,
how is everybody feeling?
Everybody's feeling pretty good. We actually just pulled up the shoot around right now this morning.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yep.
Where are you guys tonight?
Raleigh, North Carolina.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Well, hopefully the weather is good for you there, and the action on the court is even better. It's game 1. These are the conference finals. How has practice gone this week, and is Coach feeling pretty good about this matchup?
Yes, practice has been great. We're actually back to our original team that we went 17-0 with, so we're feeling pretty good about what we're doing this week and honestly ready to get it done.
That's right. That's right. And when you win tonight, that's just me. I know Coach doesn't like to say things like that, but you're back here either way in Frederick on Sunday for game 2. But if you win tonight and you win Sunday, then what happens after that? So these are the conference finals. Then you move on?
Yes, we actually move. If we win these 2, as we should, we move on to I think we get a trophy actually for this round. And then we'll move on to the Final Four. So it'll be the Final 4 teams after this round.
Well, that's pretty exciting because I believe last year we didn't make it. Did we not make it to the conference
Thank you.
finals?
No, this is the first year Frederick has made it to this round.
Which is not bad since it's only the second year that the team has been around. So we're so excited for that. Now, people can watch you guys live tonight. It's TBL.com. They can stream the game. So when you say we're back to the original lineup that took the Cows 16-0, That's pretty good. That's got to give you guys some confidence coming in.
Yep. Guys, we're definitely feeling good. We had a lot of fun practices this week. Everybody was clicking, everybody gelling, so we're feeling pretty good about going into the game tonight.
Yeah. All right. What is your go-to on your headphones when you're heading on the road and in that van?
The song?
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, so I listen to a lot of guys that's from my neighborhood. So I'll say
Okay.
it's a song called "Make the World Slime" by Roddy Racks and OTR Chaz. They're from out
Okay.
of
That's
Baltimore,
cool.
Maryland.
You're
So
supporting people local. That's
yep.
awesome. Yeah. And what is your do you have any superstitions or rituals that you do as you guys are every game or heading into important games like this?
No, not any like superstitions, but I'll definitely have my headphones in, listening to music and locked in, so I won't be doing too much talking.
Yeah, so it just really, I'm sure, helps you just kind of not be distracted by anything
Right.
else. Do you kind of walk through your gameplay before a game, or what are you
Yes.
kind of thinking about?
Honestly, this is when we get to do that. So like we
Yeah.
just pulled up the shoot around right now, so we'll kind of just get our blood flowing and everything, get up, get on our feet, get running up and down, get a feel for the court. So so that's kind of how I get ready for the game, honestly, right now. And then I'll go back to the hotel after and get some rest, watch
Yeah.
some film, and just have my mind ready.
Well, that is awesome. Well, look, we know you guys don't need luck because you got a lot of talent, but we'd love for you to bring back a win to Frederick.
Yep.
You're back here on Sunday at 5 o'clock. You can get your tickets, goflyingcows.com, and you can also support the team while they're on the road by watching tbl.com. And I believe there's a watch party. Do you know about the watch party tonight?
No, I'm not. I don't really know too much about it.
Okay, I'll
I'll
make
definitely
sure.
look more into it after we win this
I
game. I just been
know.
locked in
You're
on this
there.
game.
You
Yeah.
focus on there. That's fine. I do believe there is a watch party. I will post it to social media where you can go watch the game live with other fans of the Flying Cows. Look, we
Yep.
wish you
That's
guys
cool.
the best. Tell Coach Ed we said hi and we're
Yep, he
cheering
is
for
right here.
you here in Frederick. Oh, there he is.
Yep. Coach Ed. He said, I'm on the good morning. Yeah. Good morning, Frederick.
Are you on the show?
Yep.
Hey, my friend.
Danny.
How are you?
He said he's doing good. I have my headphones in right now, so he can't
Oh,
hear.
yeah, he can't hear. He's just waving.
Yeah.
All right, my friend. All right, have a great game. We'll be watching you on tbl.com, and we'll see you guys back here Sunday.
Yes, ma'am. We appreciate you.
All right, talk to you later.
Yes. Bye-bye.
Oh, wow. All right. Flying Cows. I know there is a watch party somewhere. I apologize. I should have had that. Let's just see if I go to Flying Cows on social. But yeah, it's really really exciting. So, second year the team has been around and made it further than they did last year. I have a feeling a lot of people have been saying, and I know Coach Ed doesn't like this because he doesn't like people thinking too far ahead. But all right, let me just see. Okay, they're selling cow onesies for $29.99, and Sunday at 5 p.m. dress in black, white, or full on cow print to show your spirit. And we love that as well. All right, I can't see. Let's see. The roster is in. And round 2, 6-6. That's tip off is at 7 p.m. You can stream it live on TBL TV with a playoff pass. Oh, wait. Yes, here we go. The official watch party at X Golf Frederick. Official watch party, X Golf Frederick, for tonight's game at 7 o'clock. You can go there too. We love our Flying Cows and wish them all the success. Let's bring back a win. All right. Join us each weekday morning at 9 a.m. and watch any missed episodes on YouTube anytime. All you have to do is search Good Morning Frederick. I appreciate you so much for joining us each and every day, or as often as you can. Tell a friend about Good Morning Frederick. Have an amazing weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday. and let's get out there and let's be great.